Welcome, students. Here at JCPS, we are committed to providing an environment for you that is free of harassment and harassing behaviors. It's important to know that prevention of these unwanted behaviors is the best tool to eliminate them from your school's environment. Treating others as we would like to be treated is a crucial key in obtaining that goal. So what is harassment? Harassment is unwelcome behavior and conduct. Its persistent behavior is meant to annoy you or worry you. It is often repeated attacks or even threats of physical violence or the expression of hatred. Sometimes the conduct is so overwhelming and even harsh enough to intimidate you or make you fearful and feel like there's nothing else you can do. Harassment and discrimination of any type is not permitted. You have every right to attend a school free of harassment and should not be subjected to discrimination. Harassment can be committed by anyone in your school and can affect everyone who's around. And it can affect any of you, regardless of whether you're male or female, or how young or old you are. 1 in 4 of middle school age students will experience some form of unwanted verbal or physical behavior from another student. And over 21% of high school students reported harassment in the form of bullying in a 2013 risk behavior survey. Most of us realize that it can occur in our high schools and middle schools, but did you also know that it can occur with students in our elementaries as well? Behaviors in younger students are often misinterpreted as innocent play, like when playing on the playground and a group of students chooses not to play with another. But those are actual behaviors that can negatively impact those who are being targeted. Harassment can occur in different forms. It could be something you say, things you do, or physical actions such as touching and/or blocking someone. The most common forms of harassment with students include physical touching, excluding or rejecting, gossiping and spreading rumors, inappropriate comments, taunting someone like calling someone names, and taking and hiding belongings of another student. Another very common form of harassment is known as bullying. Bullying is repeated and deliberate physical, verbal, or social attacks or intimidation directed towards another person. There is a marked imbalance of power between the person displaying bullying behavior and the person they are bullying. Bullying can be done by any person or by any group. Let's look more closely at some of the more specific things that students may do that can be seen as harassing behaviors, such as telling offensive jokes, name-calling, labeling, slurs, physical assaults or threats, intimidation, ridicule or mockery, insults or put-downs, and offensive objects or pictures. Harassment may sometimes be less obvious by those who may not be directly involved, but the person who is being bullied is usually very aware of what's going on. For example, intentionally leaving someone out of a party, ignoring someone, or not speaking to them on purpose are all examples of how the presence of harassment may not always be known by everyone who is around. We find that students who bully do so for varying reasons, but they often do it to gain attention, to dominate certain situations or events. But they also do it because they themselves are bullied, and they get some sort of relief by bullying others and empowering them to make them feel helpless. When harassing someone, students typically choose places where there is minimal to no adult supervision. These will be places where there is no teachers to reduce the risk of getting caught, such as hallways, classrooms, gyms, on buses, in cafeterias, or at any other type of school-sanctioned events that may occur, like football games. Harassment has also been known to surface through the use of technology. With the use of technology, it becomes easier to reach victims and to make your attack quickly known to others. This form of harassment is known as cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is bullying that takes place over electronic devices, such as cell phones, computers, laptops, iPads, and so on. And it usually takes place over social media outlets like email, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and even texting. Cyberbullying is very serious and can cause victims to have depression, anxiety issues, to become socially withdrawn, and maybe even violent. Not only does bullying affect the intended target, but it can also affect the bully. The bully may become more prone to skip school, receive poor grades, and develop lower self-esteem. Labels and reputation studies show that those who bully in early ages grow to be forms of bullies in their adult ages. Bullying of any kind can have effects on people. The intended victim may not always be the only person affected by harassing behaviors. Those nearby who can observe or even hear the negative behaviors can also be affected. Bystanders have rights too, and they hold a lot of power against bullies. As a student who observes bullying, you have the power to stop a lot of the bullying behavior. Laughing or standing by when someone's being bullied makes you part of the problem. Don't just stand around. Keep calm and be an active bystander. Everyone has the responsibility to say, "Not here, no way, not in our school." Your willingness to stand up together or walk away from the bully's negative behavior can give power back to the victim. So what if this happens to you? Don't be embarrassed. Stand up for your rights. Report it to an adult. Talk to your parents, or tell a friend or someone you trust. As a student, there are plenty of resources available to you if you or someone you know is being harassed or bullied. You can find that information in district pamphlets or packets, or visit our website at the JCPS webpage. JCPS takes these matters seriously, and so should you. Thank you for joining me. Now here's to a harassment and discrimination-free school year.